Assalamualaikum and very good evening to my lecturers. My name is Ahlam Lutfir Rahman bin Zulmario, C24A2118, and in this video I will be presenting my task research and task proposal. So the first task is the task research, where I have to explore the meaning of redesigning. For this project, I would like to be redesigning a mousepad. First, what is a redesign? According to the Cambridge Dictionary, redesign is a process of changing the way something looks, is made, or works. As you can see with the picture I have given, Coca-Cola have changed their bottle design from 1899 to 2007 with many iterations. Why would a company or a designer redesign a product? There's many reasons, but one of the most popular one is the outdated design. As you can see with the Coca-Cola, if they use the first design until today, it will feel very old and it's not new. The other reason is changing market dynamics. When an user change generation from back then we have boomer and then change to Gen X and then millennial, all of the generation have their own tastes and preferences. So the design need to reflect that. The other reason is new business goal, such as Jaguar, the car brand, who changed their looks from a luxurious car to a electrical and environmentally friendly. The other is technical and performance issue. The other reason is technical and performance issue. This happens when a product is problematic and unusable, which need to be redesigned to solve all the problem. There's two types of product redesign, which is revolutionary and evolutionary. Revolutionary product design is when a designer or a product change its design completely in overhaul. The other one is evolutionary product redesign, which is a redesigning that happens gradually and incrementally, such as we can go back to the first example, which is the Coca-Cola bottle. The redesigning happens very slowly. If you look at two of the oldest and the newest, they look very different, but if you look at all the redesign in between, you can see the redesigning happen very gradually. There will be 4 activities in this task and project. The first one being research and analysis, where I will be analyzing the past case of redesign to determine the causes, the benefits, and the challenges when redesigning. The next one is ideation and concept development, where I will be sketching out the redesign that will be addressing the problem that will be identified in the next task. The next activity is testing and iteration, where I will be making the mockup to see if the product solves the intended problem. The next one is product launch, where I will be making the product in its final state. This will be the example of existing product redesign. As you can see, this is a Sony headphones from MDR1A from 2014 all the way to 2018. As you can see, the ear cup got bigger to make it more comfortable, and the bridge between the headphones also get a lot thicker to make it more comfortable on your head. The next example is for Honda City from 1989 to 2020. As you can see, this car has been redesigned many times. Another example is a mouse from Apple. As you can see from the first one, it's very blocky, and this mouse also use a physical sphere at the bottom of the mouse to track the motion, and you need to clean this many times because it will collect all the dust and the gunk on your table. But right now, we have faced no such problem because we're only using laser, and it's very convenient. This is also a case of redesigning to keep the look fresh. As you can see, the Japanese school uniform, when a lot of redesigning, this is to separate and see the movement of time in their country. This is another case of product redesign, which is Dyson's vacuum. As you can see, the first one is very bulky and it can only be used in one state. The next one is still bulky, but it can be used with a lot of tools and extension. And the newest one that I'm showing here is very thin and it's very light and you can use it anywhere. This is the example of local designer brand. This is Kedai Bikin, which is a furniture, mainly chair designer and manufacturer. The next one is Frank Grade Studio, which make a small kitchenware, mostly for organizing. This is the example of their product. Next one is Kantan Collective, which also make a very small product for your home. This is the example for international designer brand. First, we have Joseph Joseph. They are also a kitchenware product designer. As you can see, there's a bowl with measuring spoon. So the next one is a knife organizer, where you can put the knife based on what the knife was for. Next one is a very popular furniture brand, which is IKEA. As you can see, they design many products, but one of the most popular one is the office chair called IKEA Marcus. Next one is a designer brand from Muji, which design a lot of stationery and houseware. As you can see, one of the product that I'm showing here is their water bottle and their compartment boxes. Next, we will go to the task proposal. For this project, I will be proposing a mousepad that gives extra spaces. Problem identification. Current design of mousepad require a large uninterrupted space to function. In a messy and cluttered desk, mouse is unusable. Current mousepad also only work in flat, matte and hard surface. In an uneven, transparent and soft surface, mouse accuracy is limited. This is the picture from my observation. As you can see, in a cluttered desk, it is very hard to use a mouse. And on one of the desks, which is a glass desk, the mouse doesn't work at all because the laser cannot work. In this task proposal, I have interviewed 3 digital artists to find out whether or not they are facing this problem. Below are the questions such as, is your desk clean? Is your desk spacious enough for every tools you're using? Will an extra space be beneficial? And then for the next part is, how often do you use your mouse outside? How often is the condition outside unsuitable for mouse usage? And how long do you use a mouse a day? And these are the answers that I got. In conclusion, digital artists need extra space for cluttered desks and a mouse that can be used on any surface. I have interviewed 3 digital artists, which is my friend, but they are also facing the problem that I am facing, which is a cluttered desk and I cannot use my mouse efficiently. Below are the existing design of mouse. As you can see, it requires a large space to function properly. In this task proposal, I have 4 activities, which is observation, where I will be observing the current problem with existing mouse, and then interview, where I'll be interviewing the target demographic if they are facing the problem I am trying to identify. And then there's sketching, where I will be sketching the product that are meant to solve the problem. And lastly, presentation, where I will be presenting the findings of this activity and the solution. Market segmentation. Market segmentation is the process of dividing target market into smaller groups based on geographic, psychographic, demographic, and behavioral. For this product, I will be focusing on demographic segmentation, mainly for digital artist demographic. This is because digital artists requires a large space to work and they have a lot of tools on their desk. Target user. A target market is a group of individuals who have been identified as the most likely potential customers for a product due to their shared characteristics such as age, income, and lifestyle. For this product, the target users are digital artists, designer, and anyone that use graphic tablet and mouse simultaneously. This is because a graphic tablet is very big, which can sometimes clash with the mouse. Design criteria. Increase the amount of real estate on top of a desk. Sturdy enough to load a mouse and a palm weight. easy to carry around, and can be used on anywhere. To achieve those design criteria, the design of this product must be able to support a large space from a smaller base, which means from a very small space on your table, it can increase it and make it bigger. Other than that, for the sturdy problem, it has to be made with hard material such as wood, steel, or if I'm using 3D printer, with polycarbonate filament. And so that it can be used anywhere, the product need to be designed to be easily disassembled and reassembled. And lastly, so that it can be carried easily anywhere, it has to be made with light material. Design objective: to provide extra room for mouse to move freely in a cluttered and cramped desk, improving productivity and ergonomics. This is the reference for all the picture that I have used throughout all the slides. Thank you so much.